Hey, welcome everybody to this week's episode of the Ham Podcast. You've got Helmke and you've got Mike. What's going on, Mike? How are you doing tonight?
Sorry, I'm going good. Sorry. It's Friday and it's about to be the weekend. Now, some people like me, the weekend doesn't start till tomorrow, but it is Friday, one day closer for me. But it's going good.
Good. Speaking of weekends, how was your weekend last night?
Well, Mike, not last night, last weekend.
I'm sorry, last weekend.
Last weekend was great. You know, we got to watch some UFC fights. We know what happened during those results, which we'll talk later, of course, about.
Oh, man.
But other than that, it was a great weekend. Had some beers, chilled, and spent some time with the wife. How about you?
It was a good Helmke kind of weekend. Similar, had some beers, had some good food, stayed at home, relaxed, did nothing special. Just enjoyed my time and relaxed before I had to start the work week again.
I wanted a barbecue, but that didn't happen.
In due time, my man. Due time.
I see. I got everything. So yeah, I had just sent out the Twitter that we were live. Sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure that it was sent out. But one thing that we didn't do last week, which was brought to my attention, we didn't speak about us and we didn't talk about why we wanted to start the podcast. So I guess let's go ahead and do that. If you want to go ahead and kick it off, you know what, John? How about you tell me about yourself, please?
Let's here's the thing, right? I'm a simple guy from the Midwest who enjoys. No, wait, that's my eHarmony account. I'm sorry. Let me talk about me.
Can you send that to me on the phone?
I got you.
Cool.
I got you.
Cool.
Typed it out, Googled it, and everything. But you know it. But no, simple guy, man. Born and raised here in my wonderful town of Texas. So just I'm a sports guy. Love sports. Love UFC, NFL. Played sports most of my life. Football. I did some shot put. Normal fat guy sports. So love it. And
sounds like sexy guy stuff. That's what it sounds like to me.
It is pretty sexy, especially when I wear just the muscle shirt and I'm out there like sweating uncontrollably. It's pretty good.
Real quick, want to say what's up, Dallas? What's up, Fancy? What's up, guys? And everyone that is here now or has watched or will watch later when we put this on YouTube or rewatch it on VOD on Twitch. Thank you, everyone that has followed so far. Thank you very much. If you are here and not followed, click down below and we'll talk more. But for me, of course, we start off. I'm a flag football god. No, I'm kidding. I was born in Houston. Wasn't there long enough. My dad was in the army, so we've moved a few places: El Paso, Germany, Fort Hood, Massachusetts, and we settled here in San Antonio once he was done with his term, or I guess I want to say, is that right? Term?
I mean, that sounds like he was in jail, but
his military time.
Yes, his service when he was done with his service.
Yeah, damn, I'm dumb. But and then I, played football in high school. I played basketball just for a little bit in high school, but most of my life I played basketball and baseball. But in high school I played football, of course, with you, and then I played baseball. And after that, from my golden days, flag football. No, it's not golden. I just played just to keep active. That's all. To where me and you have been good friends ever since we met freshman year in high school.
Yes. I mean, let's not age ourselves too bad, but
I am 23.
Right? Freshman year of high school was 1998.
Oh, why do you have to say the year? Why the year?
I'm proud of it, right? You can tell by this wonderful glory of beard I have on my face that, I'm a little bit aged, but I'm like a fine wine. I've only gotten better as the years have gone on.
I hope we can all say that. We get better as the years go on, but I know not for everybody it happens, but hopefully for everybody here that's watching, your lives are going well.
Yes. But right,
minus COVID,
exactly. But let's talk about it, right, Mike? Why we did this podcast, right? I still remember the day you approached me and you're like, "Hey, Helmke, what do you think about doing a show online on the internet?" And I said, can I think about this for a couple of days? And you're like, okay, you look a little confused.
Wait. I remember it differently. I remember you telling me about this podcast.
Well, I mean,
and then I
aboard.
I aboard. That doesn't even sound good. Then I jumped on your decision. I mean, I know you're trying to give me a little bit of the glory, but no. This was all you, bro. Because I've done streaming, of course. You know, I have my own channel, which I played games. You approached me and asked me about the podcast. Yes. And you wanted to see if we wanted to do it. And I was like, I was down, you know, anything for my brother.
So I'm not going to lie. It started off a little different in my head, right? In my mind, I was thinking like, let's do this show online. And so I went and got my toes done and I got the whole pedicure and everything. And I was thinking like, hey, people got foot fetishes. Let's do this online, you know, OnlyFans kind of stuff. But you were like,
wait, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Am I supposed to take it off?
Exactly. Okay. Right. And that's when you were like, I was thinking more of a podcast, Helmke. And I was like, you're right. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. I mean, go back.
We could have done the swimming pool stuff that we've seen on Twitch before, which is weird.
It's a little bit odd, and I'm not real comfortable in that small pool. So I don't know.
I mean, we could have went to a bigger pool.
This is true. This is very true. We could have just done old-fashioned bathtub.
Jacuzzi. Hot tub. Oh, yes. Hot tub with some beer with lights glowing, and then we can just like hot tub chat talk.
That could be the next phase in our podcast life here.
Okay, we're gonna have to invest in a hot tub, maybe. Well, we'll see.
It's gonna be like that one picture of Khabib and all his friends in that one small little bathtub. It looked a little more like the beginning of a different kind of film, more than MMA guys cutting weight. But hey, to each their own, Khabib.
It's all right. We will cut weight in the hot tub while we drink beer to replace the weight we just lost at the same time. How about that?
This is true. Yeah. This is true. Fancy 08, you are invited, and so are you, Papa Dallas. You come cut weight with us in this bathtub.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, because when we were talking about the podcast, I know we were, like I said, we were wanting to do this, what 2 years back, I would say?
Yeah, I would say about maybe 6 months before COVID started.
Oh, was it 6 months before COVID?
I think so. I think it was about six to 8 months before COVID started that you and I started to talk about it.
Oh, that's right, because we were going to talk about doing it at the start of that new year, and then something had happened where we couldn't start the new year, and we were going to start, I think, around March, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's when COVID started. So COVID talks were talking late February, I think, more early March, because we were going to do this in person right back here. What's up, Haas00312? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome in, Haas.
And yeah, we were going to be somewhere, I think, in that corner where that table's at, but that's not what the table was for at that time. And we were going to do it here in person, but then, COVID hit, and that pushed everything back for sure.
It did. It pushed back me seeing my bro for like a whole year. I didn't like it.
Dude, that sucked. It did feel weird because we normally hang out, as much as we can. Either it's here at the house, your place, or we're going out somewhere to watch, sporting events, fights, just hang out and have some beers. And that killed everything.
Well, no pun intended on that. Sorry. Didn't mean to say that killed everything.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, come on, Mike.
Sorry. Sorry. My apologies. That wrong choice of words. My fault.
No, I liked it. It was good. I'm a sadistic son of a gun. But yeah, no, I mean, it put a damper on it. But you know what? With the type of attitudes you and I have, all jokes aside, you and I kept saying it as COVID went on that we weren't going to let this deter us. And we were going to do this regardless. I mean, you and I think, have two of the better minds out in this world when it comes to all kinds of different topics. So we needed to get our point across. Mm-hmm. And, you get these wannabes out here, like, I don't want to say any names, but Stephen A. Smith and those kind of guys that think they know everything, and they don't.
Yep.
They don't. So move on over.
ESPN, sign us. Yeah, ESPN, sign us, please.
Yes.
Real talk.
Yeah. You already cut Kellerman from First Take, and you cut Rachel Nichols from NBA for hooking up with Jimmy Butler in the bubble. Oh, no. You might as well bring us on.
No, okay, you're talking about at the time of the bubble. Okay, I thought you meant like right now.
Yeah,
she's cut. Yeah.
Yeah, cut it came out. Reason. Yep, it came out that she's over here hooking up with Jimmy Butler, and now she's been removed from NBA. It's like, come on, Rachel, what were you trying to do? I know you weren't trying to get the inside scoop. It was
funny?
more like, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Finish. Sorry, my fault.
I said it's not like she was trying to get the inside scoop. It was more like Jimmy was scooping on the inside. You know,
I have to say she is great at what she does. It sucks that I don't know what we'll see from her in the future, but
that's weird because that's exactly what Jimmy said.
Yeah, because well, you're dumb. Well, how would we say I love your background features you've added.
Thank you.
I want you to know that I noticed. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but I did.
I appreciate it. You see the Game of Thrones, it's House Stark. Winter is coming. Right. I put it right on time because it is almost fall.
Yeah.
And then right over here.
You can just tear that one down. That's fine.
Well, no, that's the man, the myth, the legend, Conor McGregor.
No, how about you just cut it in half? And then you can leave the left half. He's undefeated, I think.
Khabib is overrated. And the only reason he's undefeated is because he retired when he knew that it was time for him to go because daddy was no longer in his corner. All respect, no disrespect. His father passed, rest in peace.
What a jerk.
Yeah, rest in peace, but you can't just quit because, dad's not here anymore. Hey, my dad left. Did I quit life? No, not at all. Khabib, don't be a quitter. Get on my level.
Khabib, don't be a quitter. Wow. What if he's still mourning, bro?
No, it's nighttime. It's time to get over it. Let's go, Khabib.
It's time to get ready and go and fight, right?
That's right.
Okay. Still messed up.
Speaking of that, this guy thinks he's like the world's most perfect person. Did you see what he said about the ring girls?
No. What did he say?
Yeah. He came out in an interview saying that the ring girls are the most useless part of mixed martial arts, and they shouldn't even be anywhere around the cage. What's the purpose of walking around with a card that says what round it is? First of all, Khabib, back to that picture of you and all the guys in the tub. Now I know why you don't like ring girls. Let's just be honest.
I don't know. I mean, ring girls have been around forever. I mean, I don't know when ring girls were first introduced to what event, but I mean, I'm going to guess it's boxing. Is boxing the oldest sport as far as like boxing, UFC stuff?
I would say yes. Boxing has the longer lineage, but real quick, Papa, you're right. It shouldn't matter. Nobody cares if he is. And Fancy, I'm sorry to tell you this, but he is not the GOAT. You don't get to retire early and call yourself the GOAT.
Oh, they're talking in chat. I can't. For some reason, my chat is not working. Don't know.
I got you. I got you.
I'm gonna have to reopen it while you're talking. So just go for it.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. But right, so we're talking about Khabib. We're talking about GOATs. Last week, you had a GOAT moment. Speaking of the fights, your picks were pretty freaking solid. It was beginner's luck, and you know what? That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, so
that's all. It was.
Sorry, 1 second. I was bringing up the stream, and I forgot to mute the channel, so you kind of heard us for a little bit. But I wouldn't say it is beginner's luck. I wouldn't say that. I do have some skill in my picks, bro. Just saying.
I mean, it was a good night for you. It was a horrible night for me. But like I said that night, I don't care if I lost them all as long as that jerk, Clay Guida, lost. He did.
I was hoping he was going to win just so I can hear you complain about it. But yeah, let me go ahead and show the results of last week.
I don't know why we're doing this. This is unnecessary.
I mean, I do. So here we go. Now, if I remember correctly, and anybody in chat that remembers our picks, I should have wrote these down, or we should have wrote these down, but we forgot.
I remember.
Okay. So, starting with the first one, I believe I went with Pantoja, right? Or Pantoja. I'm not sure how you want to say it.
You did.
And I don't know. You said something about Brandon Royval was this amazing boxer, probably, and I said, nope, he's not.
Well,
so then you started to sweat after that one.
I did. I got a little bit. I didn't get extremely nervous, but I was a little bit unsure what was going to happen the rest of the night.
And then the second one came up because I picked the stash. I know that one because I love the mustache.
Yeah.
And you said Austin Hubbard was this
awesome wrestler.
Awesome wrestler
with an awesome gas tank.
And he didn't have that either.
He did not.
The stash woman.
Austin Hubbard can go hide in the cupboard with good old Mother Goose.
Now, I should have said, well, it's too late kind of now, but I haven't hit the main event. So actually, you know what? Let me just turn this off for a second. If anybody hasn't seen the fights and has been wanting to see the fights, I should have done this beforehand. No longer look, and if just no longer look probably for the next like 5 minutes, probably.
Alert.
And then come back. Yeah, spoiler alert, so we can watch go through our results. So, my fault. Here we're going. Now we're back. So then we picked between Trevin Jones and Sadyokub Kakhramonov.
Yeah. That happened too.
He looked amazing, just want to say.
He was as hard to solve as a puzzle as his name is to pronounce. And it was not a good night for Trevin Jones.
I don't know if it was hard to pronounce because I had it right the first time. I remember Goat Cheese saying I had it right.
Well, I don't remember that. And Goat Cheese isn't here to stand up for you. So, oh well.
Son of a gun. Son of a bitch. But yeah, I remember because he had nothing on him. I called him the character that he was going to create because he had no arms, no legs. I don't know, something else, but I can't remember. But yeah, when I watched that fight, I wasn't sure of him. But when I saw the way he was fighting, he looked really good. He had a good ground game, and he can punch as well. He had some good punches.
And now he's got a picture to go with it.
Yep. And I remember you called me worried that I was 3-0 in my picks, and you were 0-3.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, everybody, if you want to bet on UFC, call Helmke, then call Vegas and do the opposite of what Helmke is picking. And then, you'll do pretty well.
So what you're saying is I have the Chael Sonnen effect. Whatever he picks and I pick, just take the opposite.
Exactly.
All right.
But then I did lose the next two. So it's not like I went undefeated the entire pick. So I did. I was surprised that Chase Sherman sucked.
What surprised me more?
He was gassed early.
Yeah, that's what really surprised me. And the fact that he kept asking his corner at the end of every round, did I win that round? Did I win? It was almost like he was looking to just do enough to get by, which he's never done. I was really surprised about that. I don't know if he had an injury coming into the fight or mentally he was just not there, but he definitely was not himself.
Do you think somewhere in that first round, I don't remember there was a kick, which I don't think there was. I could be wrong. Somehow there was a punch somewhere that blacked him out and he didn't recover the whole entire fight after that?
That could very well be the case. Sometimes that happens, right? You get that concussion syndrome. And yeah, you're moving, you're going, you're on autopilot, but you don't exactly know what's happening, right? The muscle memory kicks in and autopilot turns on and you're just going through the motions. And that's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah. And then your fight of the night. This is what you wanted. I was hoping Clay Guida was going to win just so I can rub it in. I mean, he did do bad. I'm not going to say he did bad because he did pretty well. I think they gave Mark Madsen every round, was 30-27. And I don't agree with 30-27. I think we'd have had at least one round. But then again, I don't get paid to do that. But I thought he had one round at least.
Well, here's the thing. You're saying you think he did pretty well and he did all right. But guess what? Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And they were fighting. So Mark Madsen won that fight. He did it for his wife. And good for him, the Swedish Olympian.
I mean, I'm glad he did it for his wife. Hats off or respects to his wife. I know she's going through some issues. But for someone that has great ground game, supposedly he has great punching power, from what they were saying, and couldn't take out a Clay Guida.
Hey, man, there's not a lot of people.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of people that can take out Clay Guida. The guy is pretty durable. The only thing that I've heard that can take him out is Sharpies, and that's why he's trying to collect them all so nobody can use them against him.
I think that took you out.
No, you did the right thing for him, and you walked me away.
And then now to the main event. Now it was also a little sad for me because I do like Kelvin. I like him as a fighter. I just felt like he wasn't going to win, and it was a great fight. Don't get me wrong, it was a great fight. But I did win that final and final match of the night. It was great.
I mean, at that point, I don't remember a whole lot from that fight. I don't know how many beers I was in. I had to rewatch it the next day.
Or how many
Sorry,
tears
guys.
you were in. Uh-huh.
I was crying, yes. But the fact that Kelvin came out with the tweet the next day saying, "I think I won that." I don't know what fight he was in. I don't know what fight he rewatched if he did. Jared Cannonier won that fight clearly. Was it the most impressive performance? Maybe not. Jared did enough to win it, but coming off of a loss for Cannonier, and not just a loss, but a loss where he suffered a broken arm from blocking a kick, he did what he needed to do to get back on the winning track. And in a division where there isn't a lot of top contenders, he put himself right back in a short line for the belt.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that Jared hit him a few times, made him stumble, or kind of like knocked him out for a brief second, got back up and continued.
Oh man, that's one thing about Gastelum. I think it was if I'm not mistaken, it was a right hook or left. I don't remember. It was a hook though, and Cannonier dropped him, sat Gastelum on his butt, and Gastelum popped right back up like nothing. Like if he was playing, merry-go-round with the chairs, and he's, oh, I fell, let me get right back up. No, you got cracked, and he acted like it was nothing. So
yeah,
kudos to him, man. The guy's made of steel. That chin is just durable, as a lot of fighters like to say. He has that Mexican chin, right? That Mexican heart that keeps him going. And it probably is true, and he'll be back. He's on I think he's like 1-4 in his last fights, but you got to think he's fighting the absolute best of his division, and a few of those fights he's taken on short notice, right? This fight was a short notice fight.
Wait, for who?
For Gastelum.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Cannonier was supposed to fight. I forget who is. No, actually, this was supposed to be the night that. Actually, it was a short notice for both of them because it was supposed to be Darren Till versus Derek Brunson in the middleweight division, same division, but Till actually got COVID, so they had to postpone it. So this fight took its place.
I was trying to see if it was going to show like how many fights they won in their last fights, but it didn't show. It's just showing all the stats for that current fight, and that was it. And I was going to see also what the judges put, but it doesn't have that either. No, it just shows strikes and clinch, ground. Nope, doesn't show it.
Yeah, and real quick, guys, there's a wide world phenomenon right now, right? If you ever want to score the fight yourself, there is a awesome website that you can go to called Verdict. It's free. You download the app, and for all the UFC fight nights and pay-per-views, you can do just like Mike and I did. Pick who you think is going to win, the round, the way, and then during the fight, you can score it. And Verdict has actually gotten really popular with some of these bad decisions that the judges have made. They use Verdict the next day, like, hey, this is how the fans scored it. So you can actually get your voice heard out there. And if you want to get out there and kind of score it, it's real cool. I use it. The more you do on it, they rank you in your belts, so you start off with the white belt, blue and all that good stuff. So yeah, fun website, Verdict.
We're not sponsored by them, so that's
not
a sponsored plug. I mean, this is only our second stream ever of the podcast, so we're not sponsored. But if you'd like to use it, all, go for it.
Yes.
So tomorrow there is a UFC fight. We'll go over just the prelims real quick. We'll just basically just show who's fighting. Helmke, if you want to say anything about any of the prelim fights, go for it. I know you want to talk more about the main card than the prelims. So I'll just scroll a little bit. Tell me where you want me to stop.
Let's stop with that JJ Aldridge.
Okay, right here.
You're looking at JJ Aldridge, who's coming off a big win. Also, training partner of the champ Thug Rose, one of my favorite fighters.
She's a great fighter.
Trains with Thug Rose up in Colorado. She's known for her striking, right? One of her biggest downfalls when she first was on the Ultimate Fighter and entering the UFC is she had trouble stopping takedowns. Well, she's kind of got that figured out now. So looking forward to see her progress. But yeah, looking forward to seeing JJ Aldridge on the prelims.
Yeah, I'm going for JJ as well. I think I've seen her fight once, but not saying that she's a bad fighter, but I'm going for JJ as well.
I will say this. The other girl looks rather nice in her picture, though.
Nothing wrong with that. She has she has like a cut right there. But
That's
little taller. She's got a longer reach.
those are called
And
abs. Those are called abs. You and I don't know what they look like, but they're called abs.
I have abs down there. Just the tacos I eat cover them. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
tacos, or do I want to wash my clothes with my abs? I'll take tacos every day.
Yes.
But yeah, that's just any stats. Let me go just scroll down slowly in case anybody wants to look at any of the stats of that fight. Pause the stream if you're rewatching, or pause YouTube if you want to look a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have anything for Vanessa, just JJ. All right, let's go continue scrolling. Let me know when you want me to stop again.
That
Hey, let's
okay.
like
So
Spock a little bit.
yeah, let's stop right there. So actually, the bottom one, Dustin Jacoby versus Darren the Dentist Stewart.
Okay.
Interesting fight, man. Dustin Jacoby actually fought in the UFC a few years ago. Didn't do very well. He got his walking papers, started to do kickboxing in K1, became a champion in K1, came back on the Contender Series about 4 or 5 years after he got his initial boot, and won on the Contender Series and is back. And he's actually won a few fights now that he's back, right? So he's took the long journey back to the UFC. And then you've got Darren the Dentist Stewart. The guy is an absolute beast, man. I mean, he's fought some of the best in the UFC, up and comers. He's fought some future title holders. I mean, the guy's good, right? He's always on the cusp of breaking into that top 10, top 5. Yeah. And he just needs a big win, and beating Dustin Jacoby can do that for him.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the stats. They're pretty good. He's got more of the strikes.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have anything for grappling. I'm guessing he's not a grappler. He's a pure striker. I think you said that.
Yeah. Yeah. Dustin Jacoby is a striker. K1, in case y'all don't know, K1 is a kickboxing organization in Europe that is just known. Actually, former UFC fighter Alistair Overeem used to be a K1 champion. Former heavyweight Mark Hunt was a K1 champion. So some of the best strikers have come over and had success, and that's what Jacoby's doing now.
Okay. Looks like for Dustin, his last fight was a draw, and then for Darren it was a loss.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Anything else for the prelims you want to continue with? Besides my Spock character, I'm going to say I'm going to go for Mr. Spock over there. And no, that's not a diss. So if he'll never see it, but if he does, not a diss. I just think you look like Spock.
That'll be a good fight. The Shariko versus Razak Al-Hassan. Al-Hassan was known to be a knockout artist until about 2 fights ago. He got starched. So let's see how he bounces back from that. Is he going to be gun shy, or is he going to come back, old Razak Al-Hassan and come guns a-blazing? But the Shariko wants to take him down. I can tell you that right now. Shariko does not want to stand with him, and it's going to be that grappler versus striker type matchup.
Cool. Before we go to the main card, anything else?
No, just a big shout out to Smiling Sam Alvey there.
Wait, who?
Sam Alvey. His nickname is Smiling.
Higher. Right, okay.
Yep. Right there.
Nicknames. I don't know a lot of their nicknames. I know you do.
Fun fact. You and I saw him fight here in San Antonio.
Oh, did we?
Now, yes.
I remember some of the fights, not all of them, because we did drink pretty heavily that night. So there is going to be some I'm like hazy on. I know. I know that's the same night. Was it this first one or the second one?
Second one.
First one we went on the trip after, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But also a little extra fun fact: his wife was actually a contestant on what is that show that where they were models? Now I can't remember the show.
They were models.
With the girl that had the talk show where they were trying to be America's Next Top Model.
No, that's probably the name of it. Yeah,
I think that's the name of it. So his wife was actually a contestant on there. So you got brains and beauty, or I'm sorry, brawn and beauty in that relationship. But I'm sure they're both smart as well.
All right, so we're on the main card.
Oh,
now some of the fighters here on the main card are going to be from the Ultimate Fighter. Anyone seen the Ultimate Fighter or has been watching? They'll be fighting tomorrow with some other fighters in the main card. So I'll let you take over again, Mr. Helmke, and tell me which one you want to talk about.
Well, that first one, right? Let's jump right in. So
Okay.
Gerald Meerschaert versus Muradov. You're looking at Muradov, who's if I'm not mistaken, he's another Russian. He may be from Dagestan, not 100% sure. So he could be out of Khabib's camp. Of course, he's going to want to, get it to the ground and pound. But Gerald Meerschaert is a jiu-jitsu specialist, right? So even if you take him down, you're not in the clear.
Okay.
You have to watch out. He can submit from both top position and bottom. So it's going to be interesting if Muradov chooses to stand, because that's actually Meerschaert's, I wouldn't want to say weakness, but you have more of an opportunity to beat him there standing up.
Okay. So I'm guessing you're going for the guy on the left?
With that being said, I'm going for Gerald Meerschaert.
Okay. Well, then I will go opposite of you.
Oh, of course.
And I will go with the guy that's possibly from Khabib's camp.
You would.
I know I would. I know I would.
You would.
Khabib. All right. So this is going to be the fight from The Ultimate Fighter, one of the first fights. And I don't know why their pictures didn't show up there, but okay.
Andre Petrosky.
I'll just leave them small because there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. So who? Well, I don't know. Do you know a lot about these fighters? I know they're from The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah. So I've actually done a little research on them. You've got Andre Petrosky, who is a Division I wrestler. He's got all the accolades, right? He's got it, but he's strong. He's powerful, and if he does land a big bomb on the feet, he can hurt you. Michael Gilmore, he is a stand-up guy. He wants to keep it standing. However, he's a little less technical, right? You're going to get a lot more wide winding up kind of hooks, and you're not going to get a whole lot of technique with Gilmore. He was actually a late replacement during the show.
Yep, I remember that.
I kind of feel, right, I hate to say this,
but he is the gentleman.
Well, that's not the
man.
Yeah, not the thing you want to be in this sport. But
yeah, you want to be like the angry man. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. I kind of feel like the UFC is kind of helping out Andre here, right? Because I think they kind of were hoping, and all signs reporting to him actually winning the Ultimate Fighter, and he ended up getting beat in the semis. So I kind of feel like they're giving him the least dangerous guy on the show to make a debut in the UFC. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So I will take Andre, though, because he is technically the better fighter, and his strongest suit wrestling is Michael's weakest.
Yeah, I'm going with Andre as well. I don't know if I was going to say he was going to win the Ultimate Fighter. I thought he would at least make it there, and then it would have been a good fight with whoever he was going to be fighting. But it was a good fight. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it Brian Battle that beat him?
It was Brian Battle that beat him, and beat him pretty decisively with that choke.
It was more one-sided than I thought it was going to be. But I mean, hey, that's how it works sometimes. UFC, even though you maybe have all the experience, you've probably had more fights, but just sometimes that person has your number that night, or just not your night. But yeah,
what do they say? You're going with Petrosky. No, you're good. Wow, okay. So I'm guaranteed to win at least one fight so far.
So far, yeah. I mean, the same way, I no disrespect to Michael Gilmore or anything, but you got to go with Andre.
Yes, I'm with you on that one.
All right, Kevin Lee and Daniel Rodriguez.
This one is very
Kevin Lee,
yeah. This one is very, very interesting to me.
Yeah, look at the odds; they're very close to each other.
Yeah, and Daniel Rodriguez is actually a late replacement. Kevin Lee was supposed to be fighting somebody else, another up-and-comer. Kevin Lee's not an up-and-comer, but he was supposed to be fighting an up-and-comer, and the guy ended up getting injured, so he had to, pull out. And Kevin Lee, if you follow him on Instagram, he was out there asking for all types of opponents. He called out Neil Magny. He called out Mike Perry. He called out, about 2-3 other guys, right? And the UFC gave him what I feel is the toughest matchup out of all of them, Daniel Rodriguez. The guy's an absolute stud. He's coming off of the Ultimate Fight. Off of the Contender Series, and he has been on an absolute tear. What he did to Mike Perry, where he just destroyed him for 3 rounds. I mean, the guy's big for welterweight. He's strong. He's durable. in his 4 or 5 fights in the UFC, I haven't even seen him wobbled yet. And he's been caught. He's been hit solid, and he hasn't even wobbled. Kevin Lee's coming off of surgeries. This is his first fight in, I want to say, about 2-3 years. So it's a tough first fight back, especially taking Rodriguez on short notice. What I really want to see is Kevin Lee always starts out strong and gasses, right? And Rodriguez is known to have a gas tank. So I want to see how that plays out.
I can probably figure out who you're going to pick, but I still want to know who you're going to pick.
I am going to take Daniel Rodriguez.
Just to be the opposite, I'm going to go with Kevin Lee. No matter who you were going for, I was going to go the opposite because they're both great fighters. I mean, it's hard. You can't say you can't pick one or the other. I mean, I guess that's what we're doing now. But no matter what, they're both great fighters. But I'll go with Kevin Lee. I do agree with everything you said. His gas tank does run low very quickly, but before it does reach that level, if he does hit you with the punch, it can knock you up as well because he puts all his strength into it. So I mean, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's. I think this has potential to be fight of the night right here.
Yeah, it's going to be good because it's an early fight, so it will be nice. So we'll go with the next Ultimate Fighter fight. I am kind of torn between the two because I like them both.
Yes.
Who do you have for this fight?
So this is actually for the contract.
Yes.
This is for the 6-figure contract to get into the UFC. And if I'm not mistaken, it's at 145 pounds, right?
Let's see.
I think it's featherweight.
I think it's at a bantamweight.
If it's bantam, it's 135.
It didn't say it here. I thought I saw it on the first screen.
Yeah, it might be bantamweight, 135.
Yeah, bantamweight.
Yep. So, I mean, you have an interesting fight here. Ricky Torcios, even though he may look like a wild man in there, he is absolutely very technical. Knows how to throw kicks and punches. If it does go to the ground, he's very savvy on the ground, submission-wise, right? And then you've got Brady Highstand, who is a young kid who's undefeated and knows no better, right? Those are always dangerous fighters to fight because they don't know. They haven't lost. All they know is that they're good. And Brady
he's
comes
both,
out.
Right? Isn't he like a striker and a ground?
Exactly. So you got two guys here who can do it all. So it's going to be very, very, and they're both young.
Yeah, they're very young.
No guys like, go ahead.
It doesn't say ages, I don't think, here, right?
It may not. But both guys are young. They're both in their 20s. I believe Brady is the younger of the two. But I'm going to have to go with, I hate to do it because of this, because I don't usually like to do this, but I got to go with the Texas boy. I got to go with Ricky Torcios. You know, he's repping that Texas squad, so I'm taking Ricky.
I agree. And actually, I'm going to go with him as well, because I do like the way he fights. And he looked really well going through each fight in the Ultimate Fighter, so I am going with him. I feel like Brady, we don't know what happened that last fight, because the other guy had a knee lock, so
yeah,
we don't know. So it's, for me, he's still kind of unproven in my eyes. So I am going to go with Ricky.
Good deal.
And what do you think about this next fight? I probably know for sure who you're going with, but let's see what you got.
You know, it's interesting, man. I was not a fan of Brian Battle coming into the season. Nothing personal, but watching the pre-workouts on the show and stuff like that, I didn't think he looked very good. He was picked last, right? So here we go. Another guy from the show who was picked last that has a chance to win it. It's happened several times before, right? Yep. Rashad Evans, Kelvin Gastelum, right? And then you got what I like to think of is the guy that I thought might have won it all was Gilbert Urbina, right? And he's got a chance to break the curse. He's had two other brothers that fought in the Ultimate Fighter. They both lost. The oldest brother, though, Hector, went on to have a pretty decent UFC career. When I say decent, is he was up and down in losses, but he was definitely a fan favorite because every time he went in there and fought, it was a war. Okay. The younger brother, after the Ultimate Fighter, never fought. But here, Gilbert, loses, and then due to an injury for Trayshawn Gore, he gets brought back. So I kind of feel like this is meant to be for him. So, yeah, I'm taking Gilbert Urbina.
All right. I'm going to go with Brian Battle. Does he
Oh,
look very good in his fights? And it's going to be good. We'll see. But I can say Gilbert Urbina didn't look great his last fight. But Brian Battle, I'm picking Brian Battle. Main
why, Mike?
event. Wait, what are you going to say?
Why, Mike? Why are you taking Battle? Let's be real right now.
No. For real, I was going to pick him before you made your pick. But
Okay.
you made it easier for me because you picked the guy I didn't want. So we're good.
Good
Main
deal.
event, who do you have?
Wow. You've got the old stud, right? Mr. Reliable, Edson Barbosa. I mean, hands down, in my eyes, one of the best and hardest and fastest kickers ever in the UFC. I mean, you look up Edson Barbosa and he has the highlight reel of that spinning heel kick right to Terry Edams' face, where Terry Edams just absolutely froze as he got kicked and just fell back like a tree being cut down. Right. So Edson Barbosa is reliable. He's had stoppages with leg kicks. He stopped guys. And then you've got Giga Chikazi, who as well is a very well-known kickboxer out of Europe, right? He's fought K1. Again, right? Here we are talking about K1, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's fought in K1. He's known for his kickboxing just like Barbosa. So I do not see this fight going to the ground. I could be wrong. You never know. But I see two outstanding kickboxers that are going to go back and forth. And it's almost kind of like, do you remember the scene in Bloodsport where John Claude kicks the Mexican guy and the Mexican guy like points to his side, like kick me again. And then John kicks him and they're just trading kicks. Yes, that's what I see happening here. I can see that happening with the way these guys are. Chikazi's been calling everybody out in that division at 145. He's asked for Max Holloway. He's asked for Edson. He's asked for Frankie Edgar. He's wanted to fight them all, and here Edson is taking it. And you know what? I'm taking Edson Barbosa.
I wasn't sure who I'm going to pick, but after seeing his nickname Ninja, I just like the not for the streamer Ninja. You know, anyone that's watching, just not because of that. I just like it seemed cool, but no, not just for that. I had a feeling you were going to go with Edson, and I want to make it a little bit of interesting and go the opposite for that one. So I'm going to go with my man Ninja.
Yeah, either way, we're in for a show with that fight.
Yep. Hopefully I win, so you can call me crying again and show my picks are better. Just saying.
You know, I mean, first of all, I just want to go on record right now and say you got lucky. It will not happen again. And my picks will destroy your picks this time.
Oh, you better hope they do. Because if not, that's 2 weeks in a row that I win. I know you don't want that.
No, sir. No, sir. I'll never hear it. I'll never hear the end of it.
I know we had a topic people wanted us to talk about, which is about the OnlyFans topic that's going on right now. So, first, they made a splash in a very big pool, you know, for all the adult film stars, or if that's how you want to call them, or
aspiring.
Okay, aspiring. So they were going to take away all of the pornography on the site, which is site was built for that one reason and one reason only. So they took it away, and everybody was mad. They started going to another site called fansly.com. And just like 2 days ago, if not yesterday, I can't remember exactly the date, they are now going to reverse their decision and keep all of the pornography on their site now. So
go figure.
What do you think about it?
Oh, I will say this, Mike. I was a little surprised when it first got announced, right? That they were going to take off the vulgar pornography type stuff. It's like, first of all, this is how you became popular. This is how this website really took off, right? So I was a little bit surprised. But with that being said, once they made that announcement, here's the thing, right? Some of these girls that do this is their side hustle, right? Mm-hmm. They have their jobs that they make their main cash, and this was their side hustle. But for the girls out there that this was their main cash, a lot of buttholes puckered up there when OnlyFans made that announcement that they were taking off the pornography. A lot of girls said, "Whoa, wait a second, what am I going to do here?"
Well, it could be guys too. Could be guys too. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah, Tiger was a little bit nervous. He's like, "Wait, I got to go sell records again? Guy can't rap for crap." But you know, he makes money on OnlyFans, so he got a little nervous. I'm sure his butt puckered up a little bit too.
So I noticed real quick before we continue, my streaming app here may have froze, so I don't know if they didn't hear the beginning part. But just to recap real quick, we're talking about OnlyFans that, they were built to be a porn site. We'll just say porn site, and they decided not to do it. And the reason why is because something about banking. We'll talk about that in a moment. And then just a couple days ago, they reversed that decision, and now they're gonna, leave it how it was before they all started. So porn is back on that site. So that's where, just a quick recap because it kind of froze. I don't know if they heard anything or not. Just wanted to make sure.
Got you. Understood, boss.
So yeah, no, don't say boss. I mean, it has a nice ring to it. No, I'm kidding. But so yeah, so what I was when I had read some, the reason why they were stopping it was something about certain banks were causing issues. So I don't know if it was maybe whenever someone was using the site to make a purchase or like to subscribe, maybe the banks were rejecting it, or maybe they're taking a long time to pay. So I'm not sure what the exact reason was, but they did say something about banking causing the reason why they decided to stop doing that. Which, of course, a lot of people that were on the site already were mad because that's their moneymaker, how they make all their money. And I mean, I would be upset too if that was me on the site. That's how I make my money. Like, now you're taking it away. Like, what the hell?
I mean, look, I feel for them, right? They're as you put it, they're moneymaker. Again, no pun intended, right?
No pun intended, because that's money.
Yeah, pun.
Yeah,
this is true. Pun intended,
right?
You
can do it. Go for it.
Yeah, that's a good pun. You're the pun master. I'm gonna start calling you Big Pun.
No.
Right?
Okay, sure, I'll take it.
So they were nervous, right? And I was nervous for them, right? I was like, oh man, I don't want these people making my burgers. They can't cook for shit, right? So I was a little nervous, but all honesty, good for them, right? Guys and girls, good for them. They get to continue doing what makes them money. And hey, some of these people, I'm sure they have families. I'm sure this is a way that they support them. Some of them have, let's say, I mean, for instance, not everybody gets to work from home during COVID, right? So if this is a way for them to work from home and stay safe, hey, more power to you. I'm right there with you, right? Am I going to pay to see it? No, right? I like to spend my money on other stuff that makes me feel good, like alcohol. But but it's hey, I'm happy for you. Continue to put that great content out. I hope you get a ton of followers. Now you can relax and continue to do what you do best, which is in the words of my favorite song, pop that ass. Now let me see what you got.
And twerk it while you're at it too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know that's technically what that says, but I just wanted to hear the word twerk, that's all. But so I also had so me and the wife were talking about that too, was what were some of the reasons why people would pay, when there's a lot of free porn out there? Why pay to see pictures or like movies? Not video, but videos, sorry, be more correct. And I mean, the only thing I can think of is that, it's one of those, like, let's say there's let's say it was a celeb, big influencer, and maybe you thought he or she was very attractive, and you just wanted to take a peek to see how they looked without the clothes on, without everything that makes them attractive to you. But there are just some people that do not mind paying. But to me, it was just more like, hey, let me see what they're making. Let me see how they look. And if they like it, they probably will continue. That's what I was thinking.
And here's the thing too, right? It's not always about celebs, right? I was actually talking to a friend about this the other day, and right, because I don't have a wife out there, so any of you ladies are single. I am not married, but
in a few moments there will be a scrolling number and all of Helmke's contacts that you can send them all the messages you want.
Yes,
I gotta hook my brother up.
Yes, but I was talking to a friend about this, and sometimes, right, it's maybe that girl that you work with, right, or that person you went to school with that you always had a crush on, and you never got the chance to hook up with them. Right now, you can discreetly go in there and see what you missed out on, right? So I think that's another aspect to it as well, is like you get that girl next door kind of like, man, I knew her. What? I'm surprised. Let me check this out, right?
Okay.
Me on the other hand, no, I'm not paying for it. Not going to do it.
Yeah, there's so much free porn everywhere. But I mean, I'm not saying that anyone that's doing it, there's nothing wrong with
I'm
it.
just saying.
It's just each person has their own thing, and either you want to pay it, don't want to pay it. That's up to you. The only other thing I'm thinking too with all that, so the people that made or went to the other site, that fansly.com.
Hold on, Mike.
I read
Hold on, Mike.
article. I did not go to it. I read articles.
Hold on, Mike. Hold the phone.
Okay.
I've got Zane924 letting me know that you've got about 10 accounts already.
Whoa.
You got 10 OnlyFans. How was I not privy to this information?
I think he's got cameras in my room. I'm gonna need you to come and take all those cameras out, bro. Please.
Or Zane924, let me know. I know the best place to put the cameras, and we'll get the best angles, and we'll go into business together.
I don't see anything yet.
In the words of my old friend from The Wolf of Wall Street, do you see Baby Bear over there in the corner? Does one of his eyes look weird to you?
Yeah, that was a good movie. I remember that was good. I mean, he could be saying my name, but secretly he means he has 10 accounts.
Oh, Zane. I mean, let me find out, Zane. You got one for the feet, one for the boobies, and one for the booty, right? We got some BFBs going on.
Some. I don't even know what to say. I don't even want to say it, but yeah. for him, I'm not talking about anybody else, but for him, the dirty booty hole. Just want to say.
Or we'll just go good old Ezekiel Elliott style. The gooch.
The gooch. You gotta get some. You gotta get some powder for that. Some baby powder.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah. So I was saying, it's like for the Fansly. I wonder if people have moved. Let's say they already deleted their OnlyFans and only now went Fansly. Do you think they would want to go back to OnlyFans because it's probably a bigger name?
I hope they don't, because you know what? Competition builds character, right?
Mm-hmm.
America was built on competition, right? The cornerstone of America is about competition. We said, hey, F you, England, we're leaving here. You can't tell us what religion we have to do or whether or not we can do sexy time a certain way, right? We're out of here. We're going to that other place.
Yep.
So, competition built it, right? So I hope some of these girls stay on that other website and they say, hey, why go look at that little thing over there when you can look at this big thing over here? That's what I'm hoping for, right? I'm not going to watch either one, but I'd like to see it in the news.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they stay there, great. If they have great success there, great. I wonder who's going to go back regardless, and I wonder who's going to stick it out, try to see what they can get from it, and if it doesn't work out, go back. That's what I think.
Look, Mike, I don't want to give any names, but I got the inside scoop.
Okay.
I'll find out, right? By the time I come back next week, by the time we got episode 3 next Friday, okay, I'll have the inside scoop for you.
Got it. Hey, it works for me. I was going to say, what about this Jake Paul fight Sunday?
Oh, man, I'm a sucker for a fight, right? I'm a sucker for a fight, and I wasn't real pumped about it. The only thing I was hoping is that Tyron Woodley, knocks this kid out, right? I mean, I'm tired of hearing Jake Paul run his mouth, and he said some pretty absurd things like, I'm ready to fight Canelo Alvarez. Sit down, little boy. Canelo will knock your head off, and you will never touch him once. And I'm not even a Canelo fan. You know that, Mike.
I know. I am.
But I'm a realist, and Canelo will destroy him. So yes. I'm hoping still that Tyron beats him, but there really wasn't a whole lot of interest in it until what happened yesterday.
Oh, yes. Before we talk about what happened yesterday, I just want to say, like, Jake Paul, stay in your lane. You are not a pro fighter. I mean, yes, technically he is, but no, he's not. He has not fought any decent pro fighter. Any decent pro fighter will destroy him. Canelo will just obliterate him. There's no way he can stay in that ring with him. Just stay in your celebrity boxing lane, make your money, shut your mouth, go somewhere else, or go to the next fight.
Yeah, I mean, he does the dumbest things, right? It's
He did it
when
when he
his
was what, a
brother,
YouTuber, right? He
yeah.
was, yeah, straight YouTuber.
Well, first what he was a Disney kid.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he started off with so get this, right? There was something on Instagram the other day online
Okay.
where the same year that Tyron Woodley won his belt when he knocked out Robbie Lawler,
Okay.
Jake Paul was doing the Disney commercials. It's
Oh
like,
wow.
what are we really talking about here, right? You got a guy who's winning world titles in the UFC at the same time while you're doing Disney commercials. Like, come on now, right? But here's the thing: all due respect to him,
Mm-hmm.
I give him credit. There's a lot of guys out there that will talk the talk and never walk the walk, right? So I'll give him that. Hey, good for you, Jake. But it's time for you to go to sleep. It's time for you to go night night.
Yeah.
All good things must come to an end.
I hope Tyron Woodley knocks him out. He is a fighter, yes, a UFC fighter. And to Zane, he wants an upset, which I'm assuming he wants Jake Paul to win. Which, you know what, Zane, you can unfollow and then we'll talk another time. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, here's the thing, Zane 924. Other than just the upset, why do you want Jake Paul to win?
We'll wait for his response. But I was gonna say, I do hope that it's not just for show, this fight. I hope Tyron does actually win, and I hope he wins as easily as he can possibly fight him or like beat him.
Yes, I'm right there with you. But am I going to spend the $50 to watch it? No.
Nope. I'll wait for the fight to end. I'll look it up online, see who won. Great, yay! Yeah. And then I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. I'm right there with you.
And then if Tyron wins, I can be like, fam, we're done.
There it is. There it is. But speaking of that, right? So what happened yesterday, Mike? What made Helmke and you a little bit interested, a little more intrigued by this fight?
What, the Jake Paul fight?
Yeah. Did you see what happened?
Oh, sorry. You're talking about what happened yesterday.
At the press conference.
Yes. Okay. I was like, what? I was like, did we talk about something? I don't even remember. But yes. Okay. So at the press conference, someone in Jake Paul's team was talking shit about Tyron's mother. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, everybody knows you leave mothers out of it. Well, I mean, for one, she's not even fighting. Like, why even bring her up? I mean, I know why he's doing it. He's being an ass, and he wants to go and just pick at him. But still, like, you leave moms out of it, man. And then I want to say Jake Paul was, because I think Tyron was saying, hey, what you say? Because I don't think he heard him the first time. And then I think Jake Paul was like, he's talking about your mom. And I don't know if Jake said anything about his mom, but still, whoever said what they said, you leave moms out of it, I think. I mean, I know.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think Jake Paul really understands the streets, right? And that's an understatement, right? He doesn't. When you've got one guy in your crew talking about another guy's mom, right? You should do one of two things, right? Either you shut that shit down. Hey, man, hey, don't do that. Like, that's not what we're about. Mm-hmm. Or if you're going to antagonize it and go a little bit more, you don't stand 10 feet in the back saying, he's talking about your mom. You go straight to that man's face. You go right up to Woodley and you say, he's talking about your mom. And what? And he didn't either, right? He didn't shut it down and he didn't step to Tyron's face. Look, man, as a fan of MMA and a part of the MMA community, right? I represent MMA to the fullest. I love it. Mama Woodley is well known in the MMA community, right? You've got all these behind the scenes videos of her. You know, the one that always touches my heart is where Usman beat Woodley the night where Usman won the belt. And Mama Woodley gave him a hug and said, don't be sad, honey. You know, don't be sad. It's your time. It's not his time anymore. That's as classy as it gets. You just watch your son got beat for 5 rounds and you go and you give the man who did the beating a hug and tell him, hey, congratulations, right? She's earned her stripes to be around, not to talk, which she doesn't talk, right? So she's earned the right to kind of hang out around her son's press conference. And to have this chump who's clout chasing, right, who's hanging on to Jake's nuts to get a paycheck, try to talk smack to Mama Woodley. Yeah, he deserves, after I hope Tyron wins, I hope they beat that guy up in the back, in the parking lot or something, right? I hope he gets what he deserves.
I agree. I 100% agree. Tyron should win. And I'm saying his name right?
Tyron. Yeah,
Tyron.
Tyron.
Okay, Tyron.
Yep.
After I said it, it didn't sound right. So Tyron. I do hope he wins. I mean, I've watched his fights. I mean, a lot of his fights, but I really don't like Jake Paul. I mean, from when he was making his YouTube videos and all the dumb things he would do, he's just annoying. His brothers are just as annoying. Nothing to their parents because I don't know their parents, but from what they show, I don't care for either one of them. I hope they both get knocked out at any fight that they do. I just don't like them. But whoever's paying for their fights, hey, you like them, hats off to you. Tyron, I hope he wins. Jake Paul, hope you lose.
Yep. And one last thing on it before I move on. Jake Paul is just a fake ass gangster, right? He's a fake ass gangster.
I'll just say fake ass. I wouldn't even add the last one.
Yeah, he thinks he's a gangster. He's not. But speaking of gangsters, you and I had an intriguing conversation the other day.
Yes, we have our top 5 gangster movies that we were gonna do. And we were going to do them this podcast, but I think we're gonna save them for next podcast and show you guys our top 5. We have our list ready, but we're gonna wait for episode 3 for that. Now, after episode 3, we are gonna do top 5 sports movies and top 5 either romance or rom-coms. We're not sure exactly which one or both. We're mix them in, but that's what we're gonna do for the next 3 episodes, top 5 of each one. So next episode is going to be gangster movies.
Yes.
And then we're going to do, which one do you want to do next? We're going to do sports, or you want to do romance or / rom-coms?
Let me say something real quick. First off, GO1 2020, you're absolutely right. Fuck Jake Paul.
Yep, I agree.
But I enjoy, Mike. I enjoy a good Sunday afternoon, sitting down with a pint of cookie dough, chocolate chip ice cream.
Ooh, yes.
And enjoying some rom-coms, right? Some good old romance comedies.
So should we call that our ice cream? I'm trying to think like an ice cream movie sit down.
Yeah, our Sunday ice cream delights.
Yep, our favorite ice cream to watch or eat on Sunday while watching romance or rom-com. So we're gonna do that one next week, and then we'll do the top 5 sports movies the following week.
And to all you fellas in here, don't act like y'all have never watched the romantic comedies. We've all done it, whether it was to get closer to the girl that we're trying to, or because secretly we love those movies, right? A good Ryan Reynolds rom-com is always warms my heart. So don't act like you haven't watched them, guys.
That's true. I watch them, and I like a good amount of them. I mean, they're good. I even like the rom-coms. I mean, you get some good laughs, and then you get a little bit of romance in between.
That's right. GO1 2020 asked me one time to hang out with them and watch rom-coms. I told him, no, I watch these by myself. Thank you very much, Gio.
Oh, why don't you want to watch it with him? It's kind of messed up.
He gets a little touchy-feely with me sometimes. GO1 2020 gets touchy-feely with me, and I'm just going to put that out there.
I mean, so do I.
Well, I've known you since 1998.
No, that's not my age because I'm. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, exactly. We know each other for a long time. We're great at that. Yep.
Zane924 wants me to do it.
Okay. And we want that on video, so we have proof.
No. We're doing podcasts. Remember?
Podcasts. That's right. Wait. So that's going to be it for our episode 2. Thanks everyone that is watching and will be watching next week. Of course, if you are not following the channel at the moment, please click the follow button down below. If you want to watch it on YouTube, there is a link below the channel on Twitch that will go to our YouTube. There's also the Twitch VOD, depending on which one you want to watch. And like I said, next week we will add the top 5 gangster movies. I don't know if we'll start with that, but we will be somewhere in the episode. We'll talk a little bit about a night me and Helmke had playing Valorant. He had a great clutch moment. We'll talk about the experience and what he felt with that clutch moment. Of course, we'll talk some more about Cowboys Hard Knocks. We didn't talk about it this week, but we could talk about 2 episodes next week.
Also, I want to dab a little bit next week or the week after about that big dummy trying to change his name to Yee. Good old Kanye West.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that next week, so we can not just talk about the name change, but we can talk about all the other weird stuff that he does, minus like the 2 great albums he's put out, and the rest are a little weird. we can bring that up too. That's what we'll talk about. But for everybody, thank you very much for watching us on episode 2 of the Ham Podcast here Friday night. Enjoy y'all's weekend. Thank you so much. Helmke, if you want to end with anything, please go for it.
And remember, guys, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Have a great weekend.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.